Hello and welcome, my lovely shining beings from all times and all the multifold dimensions. It is I, Sylvia, with an I, and I'm here to tell you about the end of an era and the beginning of a new one. And I'm very excited about that. I hope you are too. So let's not delay. Time waits for no human being, and let's get started. So, what is the end of the era? Well, before we get into that, first of all, I'd like to thank you very much for subscribing to my channel. The first 2,500 subscribers, and that's a real honor and a privilege. So thank you so much for being here and subscribing. And if you like what I do and you would like to help this channel grow, do the three things: like the video, leave a comment, and you can also hit the share button. Even if you're not going on to copy that link and posting it to your social media, it is the actual clicking on the share button that does the magic on YouTube at this moment as we speak. So these things can help an awful lot getting more people to hear about modern energy, their own personal power, how they weren't born to be victims, how they get to be immortal, and how we can have more fun while we're walking our way through our lives, as winding as the paths might be. So yes, the end of an era. This is my 399th YouTube video. Before 2018, I was completely reversed to being filmed and photographed outside when you had to, like by giving a training, and this is being videotaped, and so yeah. But I was completely reversed to being photographed and appearing live on a YouTube channel. Then I had a star event, and many of you will know about that. That was my movie star event, which was, even if I just remember that now, it's really making me smile. So from 2018 onwards, I started making videos, and I have made 399 YouTube videos on all sorts of topics, explaining the basics of modern energy, sharing techniques that you can do yourself in a moment of crisis, explaining how we got to be here, telling stories about my research from the last 50 years. And it's been wonderful and it's been fun. But I really feel that I have done my best now. I have explained the basics as much as I possibly can. And yeah, let me just briefly show you. Let's go and do a thing. Yeah, so here we have the YouTube channel with its, at this point, 399 videos. And so if you ever lose it or you don't know how to find it, just type in Sylvia Hartmann, Sylvia with an I, and you will see the channel and you can go to my channel. And before we go any further, there is something that I'd really like to show you here, and that's the community tab. This is like sort of a mini Facebook type of thing, or Twitter, if you will. Most people who are on YouTube don't know about the community tab, but you can leave me messages here. You can get, updates, new things as they're coming out. And I like the community tab, and I would like more people to use it. You can ask me questions, suggest things, topics that I should be discussing, and generally speaking, get in touch via the community tab. Here it is. Click on it, and it's just it's like a Facebook type thing, or Instagram, or whatever you want to call it. And yeah, I'd like more of you to use it, my dear shining beings from all times, all spaces, and from the multifold dimensions. Okay, so we'll go back to the home page. We can also see there is playlists. This is very important because the playlists are how I have organized all these 400 things that you can find something here. And so there's different topics and things that you can see. self-help for mental wellness. This is for emotional. And when you go to full playlist, you can click on this, view full playlist. And there's the playlist of all the things that have to do with emotional wellness. You can look through the titles and find something lovely that you might find of interest. And there are lots and lots of fascinating things here. Color therapy, star matrix color healing workshop, 51 minutes. So there is literally tons of content for newbies to enjoy, for more advanced people to do afresh, because you can't do a thing again. When you know more, you will discover more. This is one of those fascinating things about modern energy. So yeah, I've done my bit, as it were. If you would like a better organized happening here, something that is not, well, I'm not going to say confusing, but I have been working on this for 50 years now. So there's obviously a lot to modern energy. There's all kinds of different approaches and techniques, but they're like a Lego set. Everything fits together because it was all made to fit together, and it comes all from the same sort of logical foundation that has built up this knowledge and experience over the last 50 years. So when people ask me, where do I start with modern energy? It sounds fascinating. I've watched some videos, really like it. But what's my first step here to really get into modern energy? Well, the answer to that is absolutely the Modern Energy Foundation course. So let's have a little run along here and go to Dragon Rising, dragonrising.com. Here we go. There's a search button up here, and just put in foundation, and that will take you to the Modern Energy Foundation course. There. Now, the Modern Energy Foundation course, I made that in 2018 and then updated it in 2023. This is modern energy in a nutshell. It's 8 units of about a half an hour each, so they're really time-saving. They are as clear and precise and as simple and as logical as I can possibly make it to explain how modern energy hangs together and why it is that it's not just one technique or just one thing, but that it is a collection of different things that are appropriate for different people at different stages in their life. This is certainly something that I would like to say. Now, you can buy this flat out without any kind of other commitment other than that. But if you join the Guild of Energies, the GOE, you can get it cheaper and you get free membership with it. And you also get access to the GOE library, and you become a part of the modern energists worldwide. I mean, literally, we have people in 200 countries. We have few members, but there's sort of one member per country. There's one person per country who has understood what I'm trying to do here and has joined us and done things. So that's the Modern Energy Foundation course. We're really going through there, but in a precise fashion. And there's also a test after each unit to make sure that you have understood the basics of what's going on here with these things. We've got the modern, let's just go through it quickly here. We've got part 1 is the modern energy chart and how that, well, that's sort of the alpha and omega of modern energy, to understand that our energy bodies go through these different states and how to use the modern energy chart and why that is so important to tie it into everything else that we do. Understand the modern energy chart and you can take control of your life. That is so true. So true. It's absolute. uh, I could talk on this for hours, but I shall not, because, well, let's just quickly go through this. Now, this is really why your happiness matters. We need to do that because people have been stuck in the trauma cult for so long. They've been programmed to focus on their misery and all the rest of it. This is really important to understand why we need to move towards the light. And this is number 3. This is EMO, energy in motion. This is the brand new logical foundations, the theory and practice of modern energy in the third field, because it is my desire for this to be the beginning of the real scientific modern third field in the mind, body, spirit triad. EMO, energy in motion, is the theory and the logic behind working with energy, how we can make working with energy logical, predictable, repeatable, testable, and without falling prey to all these strange insanities of the ages and of the new age. Third one is modern energy tapping. That's just such a great way of changing your emotions instantly. And it's so important because if a person has only changed their emotions once, just one time, that happened, that they were really sad, they did a bit of tapping, and then all of a sudden they're not sad anymore. It is so fundamental and amazing. It takes away our terror of emotions. That is such a huge stress reliever, so that we're not constantly terrified anymore. Also, like, for example, some people might be terrified that they're going to fall in love and lose control. So that's another way in which the terror of emotions expresses itself. It's marvelous. It's a marvelous technique, and everybody should have the chance at least once in their lifetime to try it out for themselves, because once you have that, you don't have to be afraid of emotions ever again. It's a wonderful thing. Now then, we have Supermind. I could talk for hours about the problems with planes confusion. People not understanding the difference between a metaphor, which is designed to describe energy, and physical reality. It's crazy how people get confused between the two and try to stuff camels through the eyes of needles over and over and over again. And all they're doing is creating a bloody mess. Sorting out planes confusion, stop being terrified of your own creativity, of your imagination, of your visions, of your sentience, of your dreams, and taking control of that and having fun. Really expanding and stepping into the freedom of the human mind, which is not confined to being stuck in a prison cell or in a miserable heart that brings you down. We can flee, we can escape, we can rise up on the wings of light. Oh, wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. So that's Supermind. Then we have modern stress management. This is really important because when you're taking modern energy out into your family, into your work life, there's simple patterns and strategies that we can use to be less stressed, more proactive, and help other people be less stressed and more proactive as well. So modern stress management, aka the $1 trillion stress solution, it's more than $1 trillion by now. People are so much more stressed now than they ever were before. Yeah, that's a super important part of modern energy. And it is a way in which we can take our new third field out to organizations, institutions, companies, as I said, families, schools, universities, show them this step by step, simple, easy. You don't have to believe into anything. And you're going to be hugely empowered by finally understanding what is actually going on with stress and your emotions and being able to do something about it. Then we have the power of the positives. Very important. We talk of energy, but that's just another word for love. Huh. Good and evil. Good is the presence of love, and evil is the absence of love. That is a simple principle. But when we start to practically apply this in an intelligent, logical, and cohesive fashion, good things happen. Ah, yes. And then we have star matrix, and star matrix is the reason for the new era for modern energy. Star matrix, I consider to be the crown, the star on the top of a Christmas tree of discoveries that I have made and tried and tested and researched to the ends of the earth and back again with all sorts of people over the last 35 years. And star matrix really does put the star on the top of the tree, and it doesn't necessarily conclude my research, but it concludes the research insofar that I have now established the theory and practice, the first theory and practice of a new third field in the mind, body, spirit triad. And I am satisfied that this is so. Okay. And then you take your test and you get your Modern Energy Foundation certificate. And that'll give you a perfect overview over my work. But more importantly, it will give you that opportunity to try out all these different things like you would on a buffet. And there's something in there that's going to make you go, yes, that's what I need for my personal development right now. That made me excited, that made the hair at the back of my neck stand up, that made me get goosebumps when that came across my radar during this course. That's the methods that I'm going to be using right now to move myself forward, forward in my own incarnation. And that could be tapping, that could be supermind, that could be something from the power of the positives, that could be star matrix, that could be any one of the practical exercises that I have put into this course. So yeah, back in the day when my young aspect used to go and take part in the new age scene, sort of from the 1980s onwards there, I would absolutely hate it when somebody had like a free workshop or a low-cost workshop, and you'd go into that workshop and all they do is just blabber on about how great their next expensive workshop is, giving you literally nothing, giving you absolutely nothing to take home and to be put in a position where you can evaluate what it is that they're supposed to be teaching. So I always take my own personal experiences, and when I have something that I hate as bitterly as that, I do the opposite for my people, the people that I work with. So the Modern Energy Foundation course has actual practical exercises for every one of the units that you can do personally to allow you not just to evaluate the method or technique, but to find the one that really, really excites you, that gels with you, that really works for you, that fascinates you, and that you know, no, that's what I want to do more of, whatever that is. So anybody who ever asks me, how do I start with modern energy? Which book should I buy? I'm going to say, do the Modern Energy Foundation course. That is top value, top dollar, and it'll give you the information that you need to make an informed choice in the first place, whether modern energy is for you, whether it is something that you can get on board with, that you understand, that you would support. That's number one. And to have enough information to make that choice, in my opinion, is worth 5 times, 10 times the cost of the price alone. This is how I feel. There's nothing hidden. There is no secret knowledge anywhere else. The Modern Energy Foundation course lays it out from the get-go. This is what this is how it works, this is the techniques we apply. And then you, as an intelligent human being, get to make the decision what's good for you and what isn't. And that is a wonderful thing. So the Modern Energy Foundation course is a huge time saver. If you really resonate with EMO, energy in motion, then you can go ahead and say, yeah, I want to know more about this. I'm going to buy the book on the topic, which has got everything EMO in it, the applications, the laws of energy, and all the theory and practice. And you are going to be able to absorb that information because you're excited about it. You resonated with it. It was something for you. And likewise, if the tapping was great, start with the tapping book, the Modern Energy tapping book. Go on from there. If you're still fascinated by it, then it is entirely up to you to choose to go and see one of our trainers and do a live course on the topics. And yes, of course, I've made the Modern Energy Foundation course so that people would do the bigger courses, especially my very much, mustn't have favorites, but I just love Supermind so very, very much. So very, very much. Yes, but, so yeah, if you want to learn more about it, get deeper into it, you can do. It's there for you. But you are going to go into this with excitement, with joy, with student avidity, and is there anything better for the trainers than people who are actually really already know what this is, understand it, resonate with it, and can't wait to do a deeper dive into and try out more things, different things, more advanced things. I think it's a beautiful way to go about it. All right, yeah, so Modern Energy Foundation course. And I'm glad I've talked about this today because I have been teaching the basics for a very long time now. And I'm going to retire officially at our conference in November. GOE conference, please look out for that. I would love you to be a part of that as a participant, as a fellow GOE member. It's going to be a wonderful conference, and we're going to have it online, so everyone in the world is invited to come along and take part in that. And it's also going to be my official retirement party as the president of the GOE. Oh, wonderful. Yes, so for a long time, I've been explaining the basics. And although I will never get tired of it, if somebody sincerely wants to know, I will stand in the street and explain modern energy from the ground up, afresh, anew, for the 5,000th time or possibly the 50,000th time. But the new era, what is the new era? So I feel that I have laid the foundations. I've done the theory. I've done the tests, the practice, the long-term results are in. And I'm satisfied that modern energy is a wonderful thing. And it could really, really help so many individuals all over the world, regardless of their religion, their circumstances, their educational qualifications, their politics, their upbringing. It doesn't matter. Modern energy is for all human beings. It works with all human beings. It's proper research about the nature of reality. And even though I will explain the basics time and time and time again, I would like to go on now to a new part of the development of modern energy, which is to get more people involved now that we know it's safe, very good, that it really does bring good things to people. It helps them. It's a long-term wonderful thing that has proven itself. And that makes me very happy. So the new era is to take the story of modern energy and the third field out and get more problem solvings, applications, get it going in the hard, as I call it, because the really real world is not what people have created in that strange prison camp in which they live. Yeah, get the word out. And give examples of how to apply modern energy knowledge in a practical way. And to this end, from number 400 on YouTube, I am going to be co-hosting a discussion show about topics of the day, urgent topics of the day, together with my son, Alex Kent, who is a very smart guy and a wonderful human being with much experience. And he will sometimes play the devil's advocate. And that's a good thing because, we need to discuss such things. We're going to have guests and we're going to be applying how to use modern energy to solve the problems that are clearly being shown in the day and what we can do practically to answer some of these problems that everybody's screaming about and nobody seems to have the answer to. Now, we don't have the answer to everything. Obviously, we don't. But there are certainly many, many things, especially to do with emotional health, mental well-being, relationships between parents and children, and in society in general, that can't be solved at all until we start talking about emotions and we start talking about energy and we start talking about love in the most logical way possible. So I'm very much looking forward to that. We haven't quite decided what time of day we're going to be producing our new show. We haven't got a title for it yet. It's going to be something along the line of the energy show or the energy perspective. And I'm looking forward to discussing applications of modern energy and interesting insights and knowledge that people simply might not have. And these are simple things that can help them in life with Alex and with guests in the year going forward. And so that is the end of the old era and the beginning of the new. And I'm looking forward to having you be a part of that, to please talk to us. Let us know what you think, what you feel, what you would like us to address or discuss, because, we need to go forward together and move out, literally go from this darkness that has befallen humanity, that stress, that chaos, and regain what is best about humanity. And that is that the will to love and the will to move forward into positive experiences, into light and into love. So thank you so much for listening and being here today. That's absolutely wonderful. And I'm looking forward to seeing you everywhere on the community tab, on social media. Leave me a comment, leave me a response. We'll get started with our new show from number 400 onwards. Forward to the new. With lots of loves, all my blessings on your path. May your path be filled with more stars than you ever dreamed of. With lots of love. Bye for now.